It is an educational video of class 10 by Patanjali Rishikul, Prayagraj.
Good morning, students. In this video, we will continue the same chapter, Manufacturing Industries. In the previous module, we learned about what are industries and its classification. So, in this video, we will be continuing the first type of classification, that is agro-based industries. So, in this second part of this video, we will learn about industries. When I say industries, it is broadly in India. It it is basically divided into agro-based industry and mineral-based industry. Among the agro-based industries, we have cotton textile industry, jute industry, and sugar industry. When I say textile industry occupies a unique position in the Indian economy. The reason is it contributes significantly to industrial production. Secondly, employment generation and foreign exchange earnings, which is very much needed for our country. Now, if you look at the contribution made by the textile industry, it contributes 2.3% to India's GDP, that is gross domestic product, which means income coming from all the goods and services which are manufactured in the country. Then 7% of the country's manufacturing production and 13% of the country's export earnings. That is why it plays a very important role. It is the only industry which is completely self-reliant and, and completely in the value chain, because we are able to produce right from raw material, that is cotton, to the final products completely with the complete value chain. So it provides a living farmers, because farmer is found in India in a major form. Then they get job over here. Once the cotton balls are plucked, they go to the uh, first process, that is ginning, that is removing seed from the cotton, and that seed are also useful, because this oil has been extracted from it, which is also edible, and uh, fodder also made from the seed. So then weaving, and after that it goes for spinning, then weaving is making cloth, then dyeing is coloring, then designing, packaging, tailoring, and sewing. So many people are engaged in different activities. Apart from that, it is very important industry, and even though it also support to other industries such as chemicals and dyes, packaging materials, and engineering works. That is why textile industry, it holds the unique position in India. Now moving ahead, in India, the states like flourished with textile industries, that are Maharashtra and Gujarat. And the reason behind it, the availability of raw cotton, say mainly in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, or if it is Gujarat, Ahmedabad. So very easily, these places, they get raw material from Maharashtra and Gujarat, because they produce cotton in a large scale. Then next is come to transport, well connected to rest of the country by roads and rail. Then market here means demand. That is the good demand all over the world for the cloth and even the yarn which produces by the country. It means products have a great demand in the national and international market. Then labor, in our country we get easily cheap labors, and they are supported by migrant labors, means the laborers coming from north states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Odisha. They come to work, so we get we easily get cheap labors. So one more factor is the moist climate, because the southern part of India, it has the tropical climate, and apart from that, it is close to the sea and it is surrounded by the sea. It has a moist climate. That is why cotton grows well in that, because it has warm and moist climate and salinity in the soil, and that is why these are the factors that where textile industries are available in Maharashtra and Gujarat. So in Maharashtra, in Mumbai, now now the Mumbai is changing into tertiary sector. So the it is changing into now the industry has been changed from there. Now it is moving to Gujarat. Ahmedabad is also a biggest industry of this textile industry. So what are the drawbacks when it comes to these industries? S- That first point, although we have made a significant increase in the production of good quality long staple cotton, the need of import is still felt. So the long staple is, if you can see, the proportionally the long staple cotton production is more than the short cotton or the medium staple cotton. So we have achieved progress, but the other thing, that the power supply in the country is erratic in many parts of the country. So many of the part of our state is facing the problem. Then machinery which needs to be upgraded in the weaving and processing sectors, because they are old and they need to be upgraded. Then low output of labor, then stiff competition with the synthetic fiber industry. The one synthetic means the one which comes from the for example, like nylon. Example, the important drawback is, we have already seen that our country, it produces yarn in a large scale. But what is the major drawback? But all the cotton which is produced here, that produced to make the yarn. So our spinning mills are competitive at the global level and capable of using all the fibers we produce. The weaving, knitting and processing units cannot use much of the high quality yarn that is produced in the country. So the reason is, most of the yarn, good quality yarn, is exported. So it is not available to the Indian industry. That is why. So the poor quality, because the poor quality is only available here, and the good one is picked up and they are exported to the other countries. There are some large and modern factories in these segments, but most of the production is in fragmented small units which cater to this local market, because they have to fight with the 50 machines with the power looms. Less machines are there, and this mismatch is a major drawback of the industry. Now, our next industry is the jute textiles. Talking about jute textile, India is the largest producer of raw jute and jute goods. India stands at second place as an exporter after Bangladesh. So when it comes to Bangladesh, it comes first to Bangladesh. Most of the mills are located in West Bengal. The reason is, India's 70% of production comes from the West Bengal, and next rest of the production comes from the neighboring state. So they are mainly located along the banks of the Hooghly River in a narrow belt, and which is very useful for the production of jute. So the question are always been asked, what are the responsible for their location in the Hooghly Basin are? When I say river basin, is the area covered by main river and its tributary. Here I'm talking about Hooghly and its tributaries. So its area. The reason is proximity of the jute producing areas. When I say proximity means, jute is produced around the Hooghly River. Next to that is inexpensive water transport. Water transport is the cheapest transport of the water transport, because the fuel it require less over there because hardly any maintenance is required. That is the cheapest modest of transport. So good network of roadways, railways, and waterways to the facilitate movement of raw material to the mills, and then abundant water of processing raw jute, because jute first of all take 8 months to grow. It is tall, thin, and stem like, so they cut it and soak it in the water so that the outer layer gets then they get raw jute uh, cleaned and when cleaned, and then they can process it very easily. Cheap labor from West Bengal and adjoining states. Adjoining states like Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. So these are they get cheap labors very very easily. They get cheap labors from there. So what are the challenges faced by the industry? The first of all is competition from other jute countries like Bangladesh, Brazil, Philippines, Egypt, and Thailand. The second one is stiff competition in the international market from synthetic substance substitutes, so that they can use plastic, something else. They can make, instead of jute bags, they make synthetic material. They can use material, synthetic material to make the bags. That is why there is stiff competition. So these are the challenges faced by the industry. But still, the demand is on increase because the growing global concern for environment friendly biodegradable materials increased the demand. Next come the government policies of which makes the mandatory use of jute packaging. The main markets are USA, Canada, Ghana, Saudi Arabia, UK, and Australia. So that is about jute industries. Now let us see sugar industries. So in the sugar industry, India ranks second in country. India ranks second in the world, and which is the first? That is Brazil. But when it is the production of gur or khandasari, India ranks first. So in India, gur and khandasari production is more than the sugar. Now about this industry, it is a raw material oriented industry. Now what do we understand by this? This means that whichever region produce sugarcane, near those areas, we will find sugar industries. So, sugar industries are established on those areas where the sugar cane has been produced. That is why it is known as raw material oriented industry. This industry is heavy and bulky. Bulky means it takes lot of space. Next to that is the cost of the transportation raw material is more than the cost of transportation of finished product, because from the sugarcane producing area, if I'm carrying 10 trucks of sugarcane to the two sugar mill, finally we will get one truck of sugar. So the cost of the transportation is more than the cost of the transportation of finished product. That is the weight losing industry. Now one more thing of this industry is when the sugarcane is cut, within 24 hours, the sugarcane has to be the sugar cane the sugar has to be extracted from the sugar cane, because the sucrose it started losing its sweetness. So then what will happen? The amount of sugar we will get from the sugar cane will be reduced. That is why as early as possible it is cut, it should be taken out to go to the sugar mill, and then the sugar has to be extracted from it. And then the one of the drawback, it is a seasonal in nature, so it is ideally suited to cooperative sector. So if I say it country is seasonal, it means uh, when I say the rainy season, during the rainy season this company is totally closed for 3 to 4 months. So this industry works with the cooperative sector, because in the cooperative sector there is a partnership between the growing farmers and the sugar mills, so that the temporary labor that is needed is provided by the sugarcane producing farmers, and the profits are shared. That's why this industry is known as cooperative sector. So in this, Maharashtra is doing well. So 60% mills are in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. So the mills are other located in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. Even though if you go up Punjab, Haryana, now in the exams, one question is always been asked that in recent years there is a tendency of the mills to shift, concentrate in the southern and western states. Why? When we simply come to the south is the tropical region. Unlike the temperate region, the winter is very severe, which is not good for the crop. But in south, it is not so. So they get a longer duration for growing, as it it takes 1 year to grow completely. And in south, it grows without any disturbance. So the cane, so the first point comes that there is a higher sucrose content from sugar cane. In India, we get from Tamil Nadu. The best sugar cane in India is grown in Tamil Nadu because the sucrose content is double. So in the south, the cooler climate also ensures a longer crushing season. Unlike the north, South India does not have very cool climate. Winters is very mild, and this ensures a longer crushing season. Moreover, the cooperative successfully there in Maharashtra, and that is why the industries are here is having the tendency to shift the shift industries in south. The reason in the last few years, Deccan region of India, southern part, have experienced broad conditions. What are the major challenges? One is seasonal nature of the industry. So in the rainy season, we cannot cut the sugar cane. So old and inefficient methods of production. So these machines are outdated. So moreover, the cooperative as moreover the cooperatives are more successful in certain states. Transport delay in reaching cane to factories, and if the transport delay, so the sucrose less and the sugarcane we get less sugar less. So need to maximize the use of baggage. I hope you must have understood about the agro-based industries. So in the next video, we'll be talking about the next type of industry, and that is mineral-based industry. Thank you. Stay fit, stay safe, and stay healthy.